Greetings, this is Green Adventure coming to you finally with another D&D reaction, once again returning back to the Bethesda on this episode of Critical Role. Tonight's episode 15, title yet to be divulged. will sadly be the first episode without Darian Storm, also known as Bronte's second son, Wyvern. Now look, apparently the second son is like SU. It's not, so it's not like, so I guess that's what. So I guess it is actually an email name? You would guess? Robbie, you are very fun to watch. You got great reactions out of me, as you guys hopefully can attest to. Well, actually, let me get I'll disclaimer you, but first disclaimer. I do not own, nor am I associated with Critical Role. I am just a fan making videos for other fans to enjoy. I haven't been able to record at all this week. I was originally going to start recording, record on something on Tuesday, but because things came up, I started to feel a little sick. And on Wednesday, I was out of it. I had to skip work that day. It was a sick day at work. I'm not sure. I may have been delirious. Thinking I'm not sure. I may have times believed I was in Middle Earth. I like to listen to Audible while driving, and I'm right now almost finished the Return of the King. Just a shout out, not a sponsorship, which is more valid for you, but doesn't buy more words. Okay, let's see. Now that they've safely. Anyway, I still was recovering on Thursday, and probably could not have done even a full part. And I got home a little later, so with some time and stuff, I was just didn't forget it. And I also had other stuff to do on Friday, so here we are. Now that all the stuff I have to do today is done. Well, I have tested myself after I tested myself. It was not COVID. Huzzah! See, the vaccinations work. They of course don't sponsor me. It's not a shout out, and I will repeat that as much time as I want. If you're out there, please, it's not just for you. It's to make sure. Don't just make sure you don't get it, but those around you will get it. Like, make sure you can't spread. I can't access the chat, but I will leave it up just to see if I get reactions to certain comment. Now that Dorian has safely is out of the city with the they'll see what Fallout. That is an epic picture of Vox Machina. But the fallout of their quite noticeable escapades, whatever you would call them, at the ball. They're certainly now going to have a lot more attention on them. Hopefully they're able to get the order to not leave the city, because they have, because after this they were supposed to head out do another job. But now, I think it's time we see where the story goes. The story of Hell's. What happens when you decide to read it? Now we'll see how the story of Hell's goes. This makes it so much easier if they had gone with Bell's almost.
Hello everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons & Dragons. Yep, that. Before we get into tonight's session, we do have some announcements to get through, beginning with our first sponsor, Quip. Sam.
Guys, let me tell you about Quip, the Good Habits Company, and their smart electric toothbrushes.
I wonder
These
what his
awesome brushes have all the guiding features of their original, with a new Bluetooth smart motor that connects to the free Quip app so you can track your brushing. Get tips and daily coaching, earn rewards like Target gift cards for good habits, as simple as brushing 2 minutes twice a day. Yes, you can earn rewards for brushing your teeth. This is a real thing. They even sent me a free Quip toothbrush to try out, and I gotta be honest, I love it so much, I'm going to get rid of my old one. In fact, this might be kind of tough, but in fairness to my old brush, I got to come clean and make it official. Brushy, listen. We've had some good years together, but I think it's time.
I may or may not have been like this with other things I've owned.
It's time for us to break up. Look, when we got together, it was exciting and different and wild, right? But I don't know, over the years, the electricity sort of faded, you know? Remember that time I had a real tough show? I know, it sounded weird, me having a bad night, but I needed you badly that night. And you said you needed to recharge? I know what happens to all the toothbrushes, but does it? Does it? And sometimes I just want to be gently caressed, but you're like so loud. It's kind of a mood killer, you know? Look, you're still an amazing brush, just not for my mouth. The truth is, I met someone new, and Quip is just, we click, you know? Like if I want to go on a weekend trip, Quip's like, yeah, let's go. But with you, it was always like, oh, wait, I got to pack all my chargers and wires and accessories and stuff. I need spontaneity, Brushy.
So many wires.
Listen, you were my first electric, and I'll still think about you every time I get salad stuck in my teeth. But yes, it's an RCA cable. But you need to work on you. Oh. The excessive spending, the buzzing, the abrasive pressure. You need to get your head on straight. Nothing? Nothing? You're just gonna look at me like that? You're just gonna, don't you tempt me. Don't you, okay, fine, one more. Oh God, I feel so dirty now.
I do too.
Just leave, just go, and don't ever brush me again, just go.
Oh.
Just go, keep going.
Oh my God.
So that's over. What's that? What's that, Quip toothbrush? You're right, I can be happier now. And I can start getting rewards for brushing my teeth today by going to getquip.com/criticalrole25 and saving 25% site-wide when I use the code criticalrole25. That's no joke, 25% off site-wide right now. And so thanks to Get Quip for supporting the show. Oh, Quip,
No.
He's gonna do it.
No, don't do it.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Alex,
You know?
What's weird is he gave me that same speech 2 years ago with the discount code included. It didn't make sense at the time, but he plays the long game.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the hindsight that really brings everything into focus. You know,
Got something out
I'm glad our tech budget has improved to the level of the can of corn from Wet Hot American Summer. We're like on the level. Thank you, Quip. Thank you, Sam. Take your time. It deserves it.
No.
Oh. Tonight's episode is also sponsored by our friends at Bandai Namco and their brand new, highly anticipated action RPG, Elden Ring. Oh my god. I'm excited, can't you tell? Not as excited as him with his new toothbrush, but, well, close.
You probably have the second round then.
Yeah.
Bandai Namco never got a lead in like that.
No, that's private. A new world created by Hidetaka Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin, Elden Ring is a massive, interconnected adventure with countless secrets to uncover and multiple gameplay options from single player to co-op or PvP. That's right, the classic Soulsborne, you know, jumping into people's games and fucking it up scenario, it resides. The game is the game is amazingly tailored to your own desires with a ton of customization and crafting elements, and the original system allows for any player to forge their own unique adventure based on your personal ambitions and choices. The game is available on all platforms, and you can learn a lot more and play it right now at bit.ly/CR Elden Ring. And if you missed our Elden Ring one-shot with myself, Marisha, Sam, and special guests Brendan Lee Mulligan, Christina Ariel, and Alexander Ward, be sure to check it out on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much to Bandai Namco for supporting the show. This next announcement, I believe, is yours, Marisha.
Is it the playing the game, or was it a
Yes.
Good luck playing
Hey,
next to that
Sam.
tonight.
people?
We are celebrating our 7-year anniversary. In just a few weeks. It's on Thursday, March 17th. Join us online on Twitch or YouTube for our 17th episode. How weird is that? Of our Bell's Hells campaign, per usual. Or, if you would like, you can join your own local critter community in a select Cinemark, Landmark, and Cinepolis locations across the United States.
Really?
Really? But wait, there's more. For the very first time ever, we are partnered with Cinemark in Brazil to bring the big screen experience to select theaters in Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro.
That's
Pretty awesome.
It was
Brazil. We got you. We see you, Brazil. For all the details, please check out critroll.com/7. That's critroll.com/SEVEN.
Gotta sound
And Liam, save me.
I got you more right here. It's time for comic book news. The Tales of Exandria #4, such a beautiful run, and Vox Machina Origins #6 releases this month and are the final issues of their series. The collected versions are both available for pre-order right now. For the most up-to-date information on our comic book releases with our friends at Dark Horse, check out critroll.com/darkhorseguide.
fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot. Thank you, Liam. Alrighty, I believe that concludes our announcements for the evening. So let us go ahead and jump into this episode of Critical Role.
One by one we climb until we reach the top. 2 by 2 we fall. Will we meet our end or meet our destiny? Hold your breath and roll.
How do you want to do this?
It's Thursday night. All you critters, come join us. It's time to continue our ride. There is magic and mystery. Who knows what will happen? He might. But one thing's for sure, they never give up on the fight. From the healer to the renegade, we all share the same goal. Adding more allies, taking more chances. Hold your breath and roll.
You can certainly try.
It's Thursday night. All you critters, come join us. It's time to continue our
should rise. One thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, yeah! It's Thursday night! Those is for those who actually watch my thing and haven't heard me sing that. Hopefully they drown me out.
And welcome back. So, last we left off, Bell's Hells, since we have a name now, had quite an eventful evening at the Quorum's event here at the top of the core spire, where there were fights, there were dances, there was subterfuge, there was encounters with monsters in the middle of the night, there were arrests, there were escapes. And as you all rushed back to the abode of Lord Eshtaros, it became quickly apparent that Dorian's brother Cyrus had fucked up so deeply that both him and his brother
I will say the thing they were being led away from was
help. They were
actually
both
what
given
they
passage
did.
onto his personal
Well,
sky ship,
they
which
didn't
had just
actually
finished
did,
coming into port and
but
offloading
they
its
were seen escaping from it,
goods,
and he was mistaken
and
for
decided to send
Dorian.
it over to Teldore
to flee from
Dorian's request, where he feels he has
but not.
some familiar friends to lay low with and hopefully figure out a way to fix these troubles from afar. In the interim, you had your own challenges to look towards, your own mysteries and dangers that lie ahead. And as you watched him leave in the wee hours of the morning, you all went back to rest and decide what the next path lay for you. So first off, you all can take your long rest.
Hey, oh my god.
Much.
Bleeding out of my nose.
You all come to consciousness in the...
We leveled up too on the last game.
No.
Okay.
Oh, no, you
Good try.
nice try. You leveled up recently.
Just trying to speed run it now? Is that where we're at?
I can't remember.
Don't try to speed up the end of the
But
campaign.
you all crashed
You all
at the Eshtaros Manor.
That's right.
We just had to say goodbye
The
to
chambers
one
here,
of the characters.
not terribly comfortable.
Or no, why
There haven't really been guests
goodbye
here
to the
probably
campaign.
a decade or more. The layers of dusts are thick, and the accommodations require preparation to ensure that they aren't deadly when being walked through. But eventually, after a long, intense night, you all begin to come from your
You're all
rest,
fine.
wake up, and gather down for a breakfast meal that is being prepared by Evelyn, the assistant to Lord
Oh.
Eshtaros. And
5
as you all
hours.
begin to gather, you can ruminate on what has transpired and what lies ahead.
No.
Eshtaros has not joined you yet. It's just Evelyn in the process of getting food prepared for you all,
No.
and you begin to gather at the table there in the main dining chamber.
What kind of food is it?
This would be mostly a collection of poached eggs. There would be some like croissant-type baked goods. There's some light brown rice mixed with almost like a spicy sauce. You can't quite place it. It's quite nice, if a little cobbled together with the unexpected volume of people staying over.
I'm so fucking hungry.
What a night.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Didn't really eat much now that you mention it. Why would they serve? No, never mind. Nothing.
No.
Just reminiscing.
Do you think there are deadly implements in this room? Like in the dining room?
Definitely. Yeah, didn't we find some hidden before?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Did you get all? Why not,
That's
actually?
amazing.
I'm gonna look under the table.
Okay. You look under the table, and there are 2 leather straps that are bolted in from underneath. One that contains like a small buckler short shield at quick grasp, and the other has like a thick, meaty short sword that's sharpened to an infinite point. They're just at the ready, and they're both right underneath where his usual dining seat is.
Gum. Lots of gum.
Really?
Yeah, it's gross.
I would expect more from a guy his class. What if he has like a panic room?
Yeah,
Well,
that
he almost certainly has one.
So
Like,
is to panic?
probably one for each
just
floor.
like-
A secret switch or something, and a panel opens, and then you're in there, and you're like, "Fuck off! I'm safe."
Or like a security
Yep.
defense.
It feels like a
security
panic
bunkers.
house. So like there'd be
I
a
mean,
panic room and a
They
panic
can't-
house.
If we ever have a meltdown, I think this is the place to go.
Oh no.
I mean,
I'm into it.
I feel like we did a little last night.
How are y'all doing, by the way? You and Orem? I mean, I know you've been kind of attached to the hip with Dorian this whole time, so...
I'm just fine. I couldn't sleep very well, but I'm okay.
Yeah, felt a little empty. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We've been together for months, so it does feel... I don't know. Feels like he's still here in a way.
You all normally snuggle up together when you sleep, don't you?
Well, we did when we were on the road, just for saving money and...
Yeah, we would just pile up by a tree and then just kind of kept it up.
Yeah.
It must be lonesome without him.
If you want to share a bed with Imogen and
I'm more than welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a good snuggle buddy.
I'm actually pretty warm. My bottom half.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty cold, so maybe together.
I could just put my legs...
I'll keep you cool.
It's great. Just have a cuddle pile.
Orm's looking up at the three giant women.
Bit of a handful.
Don't worry if you miss him too much. I put an arcane jewel actually inside of the little wooden ship. So at some point in time, it's going to explode. And if it injures the person too much, they bamf right back to me. So I can laugh at them before they perish. So don't worry.
That's lovely.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure he thinks of us.
I'm going to insight check.
I'm just going to choose to believe this. That's great.
No way. Oh, just a 14.
10. I got 10.
I'm sure he still has it too, so we're set. What only? Oh, speaking of which, I finished yours last night.
Oh, presents.
Here you go. I thought of you because it just seems like the perfect thing, but after that beatdown, I just want to let you know that you're number one in my book. Yeah, this is for Ashton.
Is there a practical application for that?
If you haven't thought of it, then you probably
have.
did.
I'm just hoping for a more up and up answer.
It's not
pretty
about
up and
the
up.
size of Orem's hand.
You can put the middle digit back up. It was really more for that. Oh, or the horns.
I
Yeah.
just like that there are options, to be honest.
Are you doing the shocker?
Yeah, do the... That's what I was
One in the
doing.
shocker, one in the... What do they
That's
say?
not how it works.
Shout at the devil.
That is what Imogen does when she blasts people.
It's just
I shocker people. That's there you go.
Now you got it right.
I'm gonna pass.
Is that...
It's looking real weird now. Maybe it's just you're messing with the art form.
it's got to open up. Hold on.
Well, it depends.
You know, every region has its own shocker. They're region
This is
specific.
very impressive.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Where are we getting our
Just thought of
shit?
some great stuff to do with this. I'm so
This
excited.
is fine craftsmanship. You can't rush
Can't
this.
rush it. Thank you so much, F.C.G.
Yeah.
Some of these things take time, so you can appreciate it,
All right.
youngin'.
You better be working on it every single night,
I
then.
am. I'm like literally bathing in wood chips,
Okay.
which is the only way to go. Traps heat very well and collects odor.
Your actually would be both Fern and Orem would be the only two to clock the relatively quiet arrival of Lord Esteros. He's wearing what looks to be a pair of warm. That's perfect. Of kind of warm leather and fur boots for the early cold morning. Warm. Orem would be the only two to clock the relatively quiet arrival of
he's
Lord
holding
Esteros. He's wearing what looks to be a pair of warm. That's perfect.
What is a
warm leather and fur boots for the early cold morning?
Is he wearing Uggs?
Essentially, yeah, fantasy Uggs.
And I love it.
Yes,
My favorite
but it makes
person ever.
they are comfortable. They don't match the rest of his outfit, but they also keep his approach relatively quiet as he steps into the chamber with his. And you two notice as he enters the chamber, you didn't hear any sort of cane sounds walking along, and then you begin to hear him as he arrives. There's definitely an intentional, quiet arrival before he enters the chamber.
Good morning, friends.
Morning to you.
I take it you rested well.
As well as could be.
Understood.
Your approach was very quiet.
Some habits die hard. And I, myself, wish to be difficult to kill. So.
Seems like. Sorry, you go on. No, I was gonna say, like, just between all the traps around this place and sometimes your stealth-like behavior, seems like there's lots of folks trying to maybe kill you, or at least that's what you believe. Is that? Do you know who's out there trying to off you, or is it just a general sort of suspicion?
It is both a general suspicion and a handful of people I have parted ways with in the past in not the most friendly manner.
Oh shit! Do you have like a top 3 that we should keep an eye out for?
Yeah, I mean, especially if we're moving about the town, we might it might help us to know who to avoid. Or
honestly, the least you know, the better. In fact, I think bringing you into this circle, one, is able to cause you more discomfort than ever. Plausible deniability and all that.
Oh shit!
Sorry for the uproar last night.
I feel like we made quite the impression.
Pull it out of the fire.
Which never takes a roll, kind of breaks
success, I'd say.
We do need to be careful, though. Those guards were eyeing you at the end.
I sort of, lost my cool, as they say a little. I just don't like people fucking with friends, and they were trying to go after Dorian.
Yeah, you did what you had to.
I'm sorry.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how high on the scale was that, like, freak out? Because you were flexing.
I was, I'd say a 7.5, maybe an 8.
Pretty high. Pretty high.
7.5, maybe. 7, 8.
Yeah.
7.8? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. It's very specific.
7.8, 7.6, 7.5.
High C. Okay.
Is that? Well,
No.
I have.
Low B. High B. I don't know.
did we? I know we didn't accomplish all of the things that we were supposed to.
We got a good idea,
There's
though.
a cough drop.
And we got his ring on his
The
finger.
water.
We did that.
That is important.
Still wearing.
Yeah, we got to follow up with that, right?
Me, cough
Yeah,
drop,
I mean,
stuff,
well,
We also found out that the Paragon's call is involved
Like
with
a-
the Nightmare King, so that's nice.
Can't go without bite.
that's right.
Yes,
Oh,
Do we
yes.
still have his old
My
ring?
solution.
Yes.
Should we get rid of it?
Fern's been wearing it since we left.
Right. I mean, can you track objects in this world?
Yes, you very much can.
Only the scary one.
Well, what are you gonna do with it, though?
Melt it down.
That's right.
So you don't get yelled
Do we still have his old ring?
Yes.
Should we get rid of it?
Fern's been wearing it since we left.
Right. I mean, can you track objects in this world?
Yes, you very much can.
Well, what are you gonna do with it, though?
Melt it down.
Why don't you just let F.C.G eat it?
Do you think it's magical in any way, or is it just a ring?
He
One way
goes
to
and
find out.
reaches into his robe and pulls out. You can see there's like a small, it almost looks like a pocket watch with a chain attached to it, but instead it's like a singular, almost like red ruby lens, like a monocle that's dark red, and he kind of puts it over his eye, and you see it kind of flicker for a second.
It is not.
I may or may not have
It's not magical.
God's
I was
timing.
just going to hit it, but that works too.
It's not magical. So should we just feed it? Are you
If it
hungry?
will destroy the ring, then by all means.
Crackling oat brand. Yeah.
Cling, 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 cling.
How does it taste?
It's got there's a little sweat on it. You know what? I've never tasted anything before, so I'm just gonna imagine what it tastes like.
Okay.
It's a little bit nutty, and it's got sort of a smooth mouthfeel, and
Smooth body.
it's salty, but also a little bit sweet, and it's got sort of an umami thing going on. I think. I don't know. I don't know what any of those flavors are.
But you knew that salty went with umami, right?
I've heard people say those things before.
Yeah.
Why have I not been feeding you evidence for ages now?
Wow.
I really feel like this is on me. God.
How is your knowledge of wine?
Oh, I'm an expert. No, I don't know. Dancer used to drink a lot, and so I could probably fake an order, but I wouldn't know what good wine is.
That's what most people do when they order wine, from what I hear.
Yeah, they just sort of stare at it a while, swish it around, and just say, I like this nose.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Well, the placement of this ring is one great success, and I can begin keeping watch on his movements throughout the city, should they begin to wander to a place of discomfort or unexpected dubiousness.
What exactly place is that?
I do not know. That's why we are tracking to see where he goes.
That's fair.
As an individual of his import and his business, he would likely be traveling, for the most part, just between his particular abode, various guild-adjacent areas. But if he begins to walk, an individual of his stature, to places of darker ambition, lowly, well, more dangerous areas, I'll keep an eye.
He was at the party with Lady Emoth Cad, who turned into the Jelly Beast, so...
Right. Jelly beast. So that is now 2 of these entities you've come across.
2?
Have you had him?
Duggar. You weren't with us yet.
Oh, I think I've heard you say that name once.
Yeah. It was this dwarf guy who also turned into the sludge.
Super mucusy.
Yeah.
God. Figure out the source of this now.
Joke.
Do you know someone named Mistress Alana?
Although, he should just doing this on the side to make.
I do, yes.
She was also talking with Treshy at some point. I don't know if that's...
And Gavis.
At Gavis, and then she went from Gavis to go talk to Treshy.
They seemed intimidated by her. I feel like she's something important.
So maybe we did get some inside scoop.
And Shishadri comes from a mid-level Mahan house. I would not expect someone of their station to be involved in the quorum, but that may be a good cover as well for anonymity. That's possible 2 members of the quorum you've identified. That is useful. And you think that they are in league with Arman?
A lot of chatter.
It did seem that, like, they were chummy.
Well, if we are confirming Arman's position on the quorum, best to our ability, the events of last night are likely to only bolster his argument for the cause and statement for security here in the wilds. Even so, I am uncertain as to why he is so heavily invested in a private mercenary corporation as this. Unless he has some deep monetary investment in them and wishes to see a return on this investment.
I looked into his thoughts. While he was dancing with Fern, he did have a strong connection with the Nightmare King. He said he was getting sick of all these fey creatures. He was very untrustworthy of them.
I couldn't imagine why.
And then Paragon's call came to you.
Yes, they did.
Because you were dressed like the Nightmare King.
Yes, they did.
Oh, interesting. So perhaps Treshy's gotten a bit deep with deals for a particular interest and is having a hard time untangling it.
Could be.
If we find this Emoth, maybe we could get more answers.
Where do you think this Emoth might be?
Probably like squeegeeing down a sewer right about now.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Yeah. She was calling for Mother.
Oh, that's right.
She was calling for a what?
Mother. Said something about Mother healing her, or...
She also mentioned working with Duggar as well, right?
We dispatched Duggar, right?
We did.
Very.
But she got away.
Both came from the tunnels that go to points below, beneath.
Both of them had the little shade creepers.
Were they both on the same spire? Or no?
The lantern, no, the core spire.
We were
at
the...
Yeah,
the ball was the core.
The ball was the core, and the
Duggar's home was the core.
and Duggar's horn was in the core because it was right up the street from our house.
The first interaction you had with Duggar, if you recall, was in the Lantern.
It was in the Lantern, and then he worked in the Smolder Spire.
He was seen going to the Smolder Spire to work, yes.
So our house is in the Lantern, huh? Not the Core Spire?
Your house is in the Core Spire.
Yeah, and we fought Duggar in the Core Spire.
You did.
Right.
Okay.
But the first time you encountered him when he was in the inn.
It was in the Lantern Spire.
It was on first, though.
Okay.
So there are tunnels in
All over-
at least
all over.
2 or 3 spires.
Well,
Maybe they connect.
They've all got
Oh,
tunnels.
yeah.
Got to.
I bet there's something big underneath all of the spires.
Very
Powerful
ah.
noblewoman has been corrupted by the Shade Creepers. You battled with Lady Emoth, and she escaped with the knowledge of what you look like.
Yes. What house is she from? What family is she with?
Not terribly up to speed with the card home. They are a very Meyermachen house that has been relatively fresh in the scene here. I believe they migrated away after the Apex War. Once belonged under the Stratos throne. They come from the fields there, which rose a bunch of cattle and seal goats and things as such. But their business here has diverged from that. That those business interests were left behind. I was under the impression that they were looking for an inn to begin to make a mark here. They themselves have been relatively on the outside, if you will.
Did they leave the livestock thing behind on purpose?
I do not know.
Just strikes me that, what was her name? Shashandri?
Alana Shashadre.
She's a livestock Mahan, right?
That's what she
Indeed.
told me.
So maybe they're connected in some way there.
Or competitive. Either way.
Well, and then she was there working with Cyrus to rob from all of the families.
There was something important, wasn't there? Something important they were trying to take. Did Cyrus say what it was? Did you ever get that information?
Well, Cyrus might not have known
I
the
didn't
full
talk to him at all.
story.
We got talked to mostly rather than talking at people.
How was your night?
Well, General Ratanish made it very clear that he knows it was us that fucked up everything at the Nightmare King's lab.
Us or you?
Us.
So they have the cuts of
I don't think he's going to do anything about it. I don't think
you
he's
also
that
know
interested,
that
but he's
them
certainly
and
working
him
for people who are.
And that you can
he
also
would tell
rescue. So
Trishy?
you right now.
I think
Trisha.
Trisha. I think
Unless you try to
they
message
know.
saying
personally.
to establish a holding pattern.
Yeah, we're kind of.
I don't think they know about this, but
They get
This meaning.
yes,
Yeah.
this
We have to keep
arrangement.
an even lower profile than we were before.
Great.
Best to your ability.
Who knew you could piss off so many people in one evening? It's fucking
You
amazing.
do that all the time, yeah.
This feels like a record. Well, no, I take that back. This feels like a record at the pure amount of money that somehow we have pissed off. Normally, the people I piss off don't have anything.
There
We
was a
only
lot
do
of
so
money
much.
that exchanged hands, though. I think a lot of people made money off you last night.
That's fair. God, they could hire a lot of people to fuck with us. Jesus.
Well, if we can keep an eye on Trishy's movements, if we can bring some sort of proof, catch him red-handed in some way, and bring this to... I have a few individuals here that may have adjacent connections to the quorum. If we're able to oust Treshy as a bad faith member, especially with, any sort of evidence.
What if he's not a bad faith member?
You mean like what if the rest of the quorum is going along with his plans as well?
Well, then, the wilds are fucked, and we should abandon ship.
yeah. Oh, basically,
I tend to think that there is
this
still...
move, take your
This society is worth fighting for.
That's so
And
sweet. It's very sweet.
I cannot read if there is sarcasm dripping from your statement.
Sorry, I interrupted.
Foolish as my optimism might be, I do know good people who try to guide this town, this valley, the entire wilds in a good direction. And many people rely on that goodwill. I think it's worth fighting for. And I refuse to believe that the good things that do happen in this city would happen should the entire quorum be as corrupt as Armand. But I could be wrong. It would not be the first time.
Certainly wouldn't.
Do you know of any entrances into the middle of the spires? Any way to get in there?
And beyond the small passages that you've noticed them utilize for passage, your best bet would be either mining inward from the base of the spires, looking for mines that might push deeper into the spires.
Yermatown? Maybe? I don't know.
Which one?
Yermatown?
The quarry. Smolder Spire.
That's possible.
I think I pronounced that right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yermatown.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you get the sense when you were knocking around in his head that Treshy is feeling in over his? Like, I'm sure making a grab for power, but is he getting more than he bargained for?
He seemed uneasy. He didn't like the Nightmare King for sure. Wish I could remember everything else. You know, it was a little overwhelming at the party.
And you were serving drinks.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gathered.
You were doing so much.
You gathered a general sense of carefully guarded anxiety.
He was anxious.
Well, maybe he got in bed with some people that he is now questioning.
Maybe he's the only good guy, and the rest of them are shit.
Yeah, that's it. I got one for you. Ajit Dial. Are you familiar with that name?
I do know Ajit, yes.
Ajit. Tell me about Ajit.
He is of the Dial Mahan house. He is a philanthropic sort. Oversees the Dial Hall here in the core spire, which
I'd be using search for him.
place of learning. I've not had personal interactions with him, but I know of his work.
Cool. He, I guess he runs with some crazy types. I might be looking into him more. Do you have, does he have a good reputation around Drusar?
Probably too good.
Uh-oh.
People like him are likely to be targeted by those looking to exploit, but he has a good heart and seems to keep himself clean from what I know.
Are we looking to exploit?
No, absolutely not.
No. Why? Come on, Imogen.
Imogen.
Sorry.
Did you say something in his head?
Yeah. He was here.
Oh.
Fuck you.
So I could probably find him at the Dial Hall at the Core Spire.
Correct.
Great. Sweet anus. Yeah.
If the Shade Creeper threat is growing ever dire, with Lady Amoth turned and involved with Armand in some way, I don't know if she might be enough link of evidence, if presented, to crack open his very confident veneer.
Has there been any progress on that little, slimy vial sample that we gave you? You were gonna have people look into it.
Indeed.
You drank it, didn't
I don't know.
He like wipes the corner of his mouth. No. Oh God!
Some Regal vibes.
Yeah.
It was indeed confirmed to be sort of a an excretion that is utilized by shade creepers and other subterranean abominations as an intent to both facilitate unnatural movement through hard tunnels.
Come on!
I fucking hate you all so much.
He just gave up at the end.
I hate you all so much.
Time lapse of watching a plant rot.
Yeah.
That is utilized by shade creepers and other subterranean abominations as an intent to both facilitate unnatural movement through hard tunnels.
Yeah.
I fucking hate you all so much.
He just gave up at the end.
I hate you all so much.
Time lapse of watching a plant rot.
Yeah. Yeah. I was entirely.
I was trying to think of how to undermine you. Thank you for saving me. I was really. It was rough trying to figure out how to break that. So thank you for just saying that off the table.
It was studied.
Oh no, there's a thread loose on my sweater. Let me just... Oh, I'm naked now.
Helps you to move smoother through.
Not enough alcohol in this cup.
Don't look at me, I don't
Really
drink.
warm.
Please continue after all.
No, that's all I have to say. I am done.
So that tunnel, or when you went down the tunnel at Duggar's place,
Yep.
when you were following after him, it was really deep, right? It was like
It was, I tossed F.C.G's coin, down it and just kept going for a really long time. It kind of curved to the side eventually, like they all do.
yeah.
Pants left.
And then, but you knew the exact amount of feet it was. I remember when that happened. You remembered. You knew.
Yes, it was something like 1,000 plus
Which is
feet.
far deeper than the core spire is tall. Correct.
From where you were at the time, likely.
Fern,
Yes.
you're an outdoorsy sort. How's your knowledge of geology?
Very, very extensive.
Insight check.
Because it just occurred to me, these spires.
Not a clue.
This is an unusual geological scenario we're standing on right here.
Yes.
Spires like this don't just spring up after an earthquake or something. They grow probably over millions of years from some sort of source underground. I don't know. How do these form? Do you know?
Yeah, that's probably, that seems to be the main way that spires form.
No, seriously,
That's
we're all
what
the
I know
inside.
of it.
Don't try to make a joke.
And what sort of source might do that?
Just, something that gets under there and just some monster and it just
Okay.
A monster?
pushes it up.
A monster made the spires?
Wait,
I
no,
mean,
how many
I don't know.
spires are there?
5.
And what is the organization of the spires?
They look like
like
this. No.
I just
Yeah, there-
assumed. Yeah.
There's the core spire in the center, and then there's 4 additional ones, and kind of not quite a box pattern. They're a little off kilter, but
Like the shocker? No, I'm just
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Here's the core spire, and then we've got those, and then the little
There's
ones.
a
There's the lantern spire.
Attendants are very carefully.
They seem fun.
Oh
I don't-
God!
I feel like I know. Is there
Could
a
it be like a
center?
hand going like this? Is that what, or a hand like
kind of.
like that?
Sure.
Okay.
I just always assumed this was just some sort of weird calamity thing that just landed here, and shit's weird.
That is from a low standpoint. This was at one point a singular mountain before it was broken into spires in
That's
some.
what I was gonna say.
Broken into
Interrupted
yeah,
Fern. She
don't
was
even
getting
bother.
there. He must have
I
had
was
a
getting there.
thesis.
Used to
or-
be one big one.
But a
and then
monster
it's-
broke it?
That is
no,
correct.
A monster
yeah.
called illusion.
It's just that there's a lot of theories
more
about
like
it,
a bird.
about
Only,
mountains.
only if it was a
Your theories?
Yeah.
What's a popular
Right.
one?
Other than that, it was probably one of the
What's
betrayers.
the leading theory?
Oh, like earthquakes and things, or, people just build them over time.
Build mountains?
They just keep adding some, dirt and rocks.
I don't believe in man-made spire change.
No, yeah, you don't need that. What do you believe in?
No, F.C.G's the worst.
I just think we need to do more research.
We'll do a cold reboot at the next long rest. Full shutdown, reboot, reinstall the previous software.
It's a flat Exandria.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Until I see it for myself.
I mean, that's a little too far even for me.
The edge.
It's definitely oval.
Well,
All right.
it sounds like we have to go down some hard tunnels. Or we start at the bottom of like a mine or something and see if there are horizontal hard tunnels.
As much as I want to do that, though, doesn't that mean staying here and being risk being caught, spied?
Well, if we're underground, we're not here, are we?
That's true.
But keep in mind, you also
figure out
have
a way to
things
get to
else
the
to
Heart
do
Island.
soon.
Pretty soon.
So, like,
I mean, no, I don't have to do it soon.
There's
but
a time thing.
Well, the trail could go cold.
Well, what if we do
Somehow-
that? Because that's going out of this place, right?
Well, you've already come to them multiple times,
People have a short memory. They will be much less pissed at us in about a week,
and then have them.
especially if we're not seen here.
Didn't your
Sure,
job have a
wait,
timeline to
they
it
might
as
get,
well?
there might be
It
stories.
certainly had
something?
had some preferences towards expediency,
But
yeah.
keep in mind, if you wait also, you'll be
Well,
also stronger.
that's fortuitous. We should just get the fuck out of Dodge for a bit and take care of these other things. Let it simmer. Let it calm.
And then maybe we could find an outside entrance or something to the middle of the.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. The thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Options, guys.
All right. Whoa. Refresh me. Where is the mission? Where's the Heartmoor?
Over there.
Right here, and this is where we are right now.
That didn't help at all.
Wow.
So we could go here. And where Ashton, where did you find me? Where were we?
Oh,
Kind of over there.
yeah. I was going to say, it was a mine. It wasn't really a place. It's not going to show up on the map.
How would we? I guess. How would we get to Heartmoor?
I imagine we would buy some horses or rent a carriage or
Wait, did we talk?
maybe some of the seal goats. I'm not sure.
I'm sure that something could be
I don't know where
arranged.
this is.
Lord Estros, can you recommend best means of travel to get there?
I mean, there's always on foot.
Hold on. Make sure someone's not knocking on the ceiling for someone. Okay. Got this home. Alright, hopefully they come up with a more full map. Here's a good idea. A globe but of Exandria.
Which is the cheapest, but definitely not the most expedient.
I'm assuming
There are
Their
trade
world is
carts that you
beautiful.
could perhaps travel alongside for safety in numbers. There are caravans that often make a path through the jungles here. The Heartmoor itself does see quite a bit of trade. You could purchase horses and make the trek quicker that way. For a heftier price, you could take flying means of arrival, simurgs. Those are
How
not
much would that
expensive.
cost?
Shit.
A
Way to
lot.
avoid trouble.
Yeah, but it's
Red
pricey.
Simmons?
It's also very loud. Find out what the ceiling is.
Depending on who you talk to, it could be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 100 gold pieces per person per trip.
Per trip.
But we get there in a day?
You'd get there in about 2 to 3 days with rests.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wait.
And then with taking carts and things like that, how
I
long would
wonder
that
if
take?
Imogen will ever get
Week or
the
so?
feet.
Say probably about 5 to 6 days, yes.
With a cart.
Will they still have a book where she can learn any ritual spell from any
as
class?
fast as horses.
A little bit slower. They're more used for their ability to traverse dangerous terrain.
Which
That
we
way-
might encounter,
it-
right? We might
so-
encounter dangerous
It's
terrain.
possible. I would say on a straightaway, the horses would win,
like
but
the-
given some of the
spectacle
topography here in the
of a
wilds,
sword.
it might even out in the end.
Do you think we'd be all right on our own, or is it smarter for us to go with a caravan or something?
Plus, she also learns that
I
a
could
floating
not
disc.
tell you. It can depend. If the caravan itself is a target for dangerous things,
Ritual
then you are
spell
part of the
riding?
target. Traveling on your own, you do not have to
Especially
worry
you
about the
said sounds
baggage
like-
of other people's safety nearby as well.
Like the disc
Silas was
carry
part of a
along
group that attacked a
those
caravan.
get on one or two of the phantom steeds.
Maybe the goats are the way to go.
Plus, I don't really like new people. Imogen and I, we don't really like people.
This is the most new people I've had to deal with in a very long time. And
Same.
you're all great, but I'm a little tired.
If it was the caravan, we could just use them as bait.
I mean, I'm not.
You know.
Honestly, and they'll-
I thought we were throwing out pros and cons here. Don't squash ideas before you hear them.
I'm into it. I'm into it. I mean,
Unless we think we can make some money along the way, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and maybe escort.
You could kill birds for money?
Do you enjoy killing birds?
I don't care for birds.
You don't care for birds?
Oh, really?
That's the only
Here,
thing
are
I've
we?
ever heard of that you don't like.
Is there a reason why?
Yeah.
you don't have to get into it right now.
There is a reason why I'm wearing one of his heads.
Sorry, I thought that was a bird for a second.
But you know, bird in the head, rat in the body. Know what I'm saying?
I haven't heard that phrase. That's a good one. I'll remember the bird in the head, rat in the body.
it's awesome.
That's like a metaphor.
I've never heard you say that before, ever.
Bird
It's
in the
pate. I don't know. They've got weird dead animal
body.
sayings.
Did you get attacked by birds once or something?
I did.
You did? Did they carry you off?
No, they didn't carry me off. No.
Did they pick at you with their sharp beaks? Their
Interesting.
little beady eyes?
No.
Going to die.
Did they
just a
roost
bird.
inside you?
No.
Okay.
No, they're just annoying.
Oh.
That's all. Bird
Inside check.
Make an insight check.
in the
Get it. Get it.
12.
It's a robot.
the body.
No.
Look at this point. This group has done more internal insight check
I'm going to
than the other
reset
combined in their
the
entire
various
campaign.
traps that I had taken out of your rooms for the night. Just take care of yourselves, and should you need something, let me know.
Should we check in with you in regards to Armand at all, or is that on you now? Are we out of the picture?
Of course. No, I will be looking into it, and should something arise, I will let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's go find a client and get out of town.
All right. Do we need to let your
The client would like to know, and they might actually already have some ideas of how we get
got
there.
it?
Yeah, goats, baby.
Here's hoping.
I don't know if you've ever ridden
Partial
goat
to
before,
horses? Just a little.
Oh yeah, we got a
But,
horse girl with us.
You know, it's fine.
Yeah, she might be very helpful.
And you can be the leader with the horse, and then we can all be on goats.
I'm also aware that, like, horses are very expensive, and what are we going to do with them when we get where we're going, and what are we going to do with them when we get back from where we're going?
I mean, usually when I do these, we just abandon the horses at some
I'm
point.
not-
Something terrible happens. That's usually what happens.
Fern would tell you that, goats evolved into horses, so it's really like going back in time.
Did they?
Yeah, 6,000 years ago at the start of the world.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. I think I've heard that too.
I believe we all came out just like this. There was no such thing as an evolution.
Oh no.
You did that. That's usually what happens.
Fern would tell you that, goats evolved into horses, so it's really like going back in time.
Did they?
Yeah, 6,000 years ago at the start of the world.
Yeah. That's what I've heard.
Evolved into horses, so it's really like going back in time.
Did they?
Yeah, 6,000 years ago at the start of the world.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. I think I've heard that too.
I believe we all came out just like this. There was no such thing as an evolution.
Oh no.
You did that.
I'm a creationist.
Well, of course you are, because you were created.
Yeah. Everything gets created by a creator.
But for the most part, that's not true. Anyway.
There's literally a pantheon of gods. Just like
there's an active and vocal pantheon.
Okay, fair enough.
Literally.
These fucking assholes.
But
Remedies
like the fishes come coming.
So, Lady Gianna
Hexam?
Let's go to the Hexam
All right,
house.
you're hoofing to Hexam?
Yeah, but
Yep.
let's put our hoods up. She's in
Oh,
this
yeah.
fire, right?
Cloaks and hoods up. Oh,
Okay.
We're trying to disguise ourselves. I'm not put on the pants for this
Keep
trip.
our low profiles. We go to Lucen's fire.
feet too, or just the pants?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Everyone roll stealth check, I guess,
I don't think so.
A suit on.
as you move along.
Do we want to be super stealthy or not?
What's
I mean, I always do, but
Near the moon tower debacle, that would be smart, but
They already
Oh.
knows us.
What spire is she on?
dirty 20.
Nice.
Here.
9.
Okay.
Lucen's
8.
Lucian's fire? Oh, she's in Lucian's
12.
Okay.
14.
22.
24.
Okay. Okay.
That's right.
Roughly 2 to 2.5 minutes after leaving Esteros' estate, as you begin to head along the streets, hoods up, trying to just weave through the clusters of people that are going about their business through the day and the bright, warm light of the somewhat cloud-dappled sky above Drusar and the Odiran Wilds. A figure saddles up along the right of you. You begin to notice that they're traveling almost in, not lockstep, but definitely keeping a continuous flank. And you glance over and you see a tall, brow-furrowed half-orc man. A little lanky, compared to some of the more brawny half-orcs that you've encountered in your more sellsword lifestyles for some of you, with a long, deep green coat.
Oh, shit. Oh, this guy.
You glance to the left, and to the other side of you, it looks to be a shorter female gnome, curly hair and a long, similar matching dark coat, and they're just kind of flanking your troop, walking alongside. Quietly. Eventually, in the initial silence, it breaks as the female gnome goes, "Hey, so it's rather a nice day y'all having, right? Nice weather?"
Sure is. It's a shiny, smiley day today.
Yeah.
Meet you.
Yeah. You as well. It's a good day, huh?
I think I heard like I thought.
Gus?
Thor?
Yeah, it's a nice day to go for
Thinking
a
of-
walk,
Yeah, I think
In
you
the
got
city.
it. You're 13, so.
Where you walking?
I'm not sure if you could do.
Just strolling about.
Yep. Just going shopping.
Stretching our legs.
Oh.
that Ollie? They're just kind of out and about, running some errands.
How about yourselves? Where are you headed?
Look at each other, look back at you, and Ollie goes, "You know, we're heading off to this little sitting space here. Why don't you go sit with us? Let's have a conversation. Let's have a little talk."
Just the two of you?
Yeah.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Did we
Is
all
Ollie is the half orc or the?
Ollie's the small gnome.
Okay.
Gus is the larger half.
19.
19.
A whisper?
Yes.
Oh
I've had a whisper for
boy.
about years.
Guys, Quip is just. I had a magical experience off screen with Quip.
We can hear.
I got so clean, and you should too. We all saw this couple, this duo. We all saw them at the party, right? Or
Correct.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
know who they are.
Yeah, you saw them. Some of you saw them latter half of the evening, and then you all saw them as they were pulling Cyrus out in shackles, essentially.
Okay. I mean, sure, yeah, we should go talk, right? We're not doing anything, so why not?
That's wonderful. Glad to hear that. It's always nice to make some new acquaintances, on a nice sunny day like this. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Gus?
Completely agree.
Just
Make good friends, new friends.
do a little detect thoughts on Gus.
Good work.
Okay.
It's just going to be the
And
echo
did
of
we-
what he said.
Did we pick up
Thoughts,
that the
thoughts,
other
thoughts.
name was Ollie?
Yes.
Okay.
So on Gus, the immediate thoughts that you get, just the surface thoughts, are, let's see how clean these folks are, see how dirty they are. Kind of a lot of intensely watching body language and expressions. Looking for micro expressions and trying to read nervousness. It's a lot of, as opposed to an internal thought process, it's more of definitely giving a very, very stark visual read on everybody. Do you want to delve deeper?
They will sense if I fail, right?
Yes.
They'll know if you don't fail. They'll know if you're diving in deeper.
Even if I don't fail, then I won't, because I want to see how this conversation goes first.
Okay. So they lead you off the path, kind of physically, and even though Ollie's short, there is definitely kind of a presence that is larger than their stature that you can't help but feel. Like they definitely walk with a confidence and a strength of personality that befits an individual that's accomplished a lot of things in their life. And as they kind of almost corral you off the side of the main walkway to this little roadside, almost like a garden sitting area. There are a couple of benches, and you can see there is an older couple that are currently sitting down next to each other, and they're reading through some small book, that kind of doing a little couple sitting space to look up as they approach. And Ollie quickly goes to them and goes, "We're gonna have to take this bench space here. Here, get yourself a new book," and kind of pocket some coin to them. And they go, "Oh, thank you very much." And they stand up and walk away, a little confused as they usher off. Gus and Ollie kind of gesture towards the bench.
Does it look like there might be anybody else
Yeah,
hiding in
I'm
the shadows?
Casually checking high and low every angle.
Perception check from both of you guys.
Surroundings check here.
Low.
And just checking, we're letting this happen right
23.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, too short.
Okay.
23.
23. You gauge the space here, and the people, you catch a couple of individuals have a look of recognition at noticing. You think maybe at first you're a group,
But the Green Seekers.
but it's the Green Seekers. You immediately connect that there is definitely a reputation. And people are kind of like peering from a distance, but also like trying to not get in the middle of business. You do not see any other aggressive units. You do not see other wardens or wilders at the ready hiding. You do not see any sort of like roof snipers with heavy crossbows. Best that you can gather right now, it's just the two of them.
That's more totally.
I know, right? Okay.
Gus, as she takes care of the couple, kind of ushers you all towards the bench area.
All of us sit down.
Yeah, it's a very tight bench space. And he goes ahead and kind of glances over his shoulder, and you watch he kind of runs his finger through the air and marks a sigil. As it does, it leaves this slight trace. And as it flashes, there is a faint shimmer that surrounds you like a dome. And as it does, you hear all the sounds of the city, the birds, the chatter, the hoof falls on stone vanish. And all you can hear is what's within this space.
Oh. I hate it when it's like too silent.
Does it?
You know?
Does it like take away the like whispery sound of thoughts, too? Like, is everything silent outside of?
I would say yes. It's a weird bit of calm for you.
So does this feel like baffled, like a VO booth?
Kind of, yeah. Okay. That kind of odd, still silence, and in that moment where you all kind of take it in, that odd crispness is almost oppressive on your eardrums for a moment until somebody shifts and breaks it, and it's almost like a welcome breath of the discomfort.
Shit. Traps it in.
Sorry, I get that.
So, I apologize for the sudden, abrupt, and perhaps unexpected arrival of me and my compatriot. We are interested in your business around the city. My name is Ollie. This is Gus, if you hadn't picked up that. Gus goes, hey.
Hello.
We're, keeping an eye on some happenings going on around here. There's some weird things happening here in Drusar. Right? Some weird things happened last night.
Yes.
Recognize some of the faces around here. You were there. You saw some of these weird things. Some of you were very close to some of these weird things. In fact, all of you were two separate groups of people at an event that all seemed to be one group, friends, mingling throughout the events of the evening, as well as keeping proximity to Mr. Lord Eric's Esteros.
We became friends very quickly.
Yeah, stayed over at his place last night. That's pretty close.
It was a good night.
Yeah.
He's very spry for his age. It's very true.
Gus kind of butts in.
What she's trying to get at is, we've been contacted and are hired specifically to figure out what, and pardon me, Marquesian, what the fuck is going on around here?
Ooh, I speak Marquesian. Which fucking problem specifically? Because there's a lot of weird shit going on, so you actually would have to be a little fucking specific. I think I said that right. It's Marquesian. Yeah.
Kind of gives you a tense look.
Well, let's say there's been some recent incursions in the town that left some structures. Unfortunately, brought load of rubble. Some important places. Wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Somebody mentioned it last night. Who was it? I don't know. Thought I saw the general talking about it at some point.
Do you know about any other crazy shit that's been going on? How long have you been here?
Because you're really good at connecting dots, obviously. So,
Just curious if you've connected any further.
With all due respect, we are the investigators.
Oh, you're like from here, aren't you? You're here from
We are
forever.
asking questions that we would like some answers on.
Oh, you don't like me asking questions?
I don't know you from my own asshole right now.
Oh,
so
oh
I
my
would
goodness.
prefer...
That's actually rude of us. I'm Ladna. Pleasure to meet you.
Charmed.
That's Chutney. That's fresh cut grass. Imogen over there. Fern, Orim, and of course, Ashton.
Bit of a motley crew, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Definitely a strange bunch. Very egregious, ostentatious in some ways, one would say.
Gregorius.
Gregorius also could be put on that list. Yes, go ahead and write that down.
What about Sweet?
I wouldn't put that on there. But what I would say is if these were individuals working in tougher circles, they're doing a real bad job of keeping a low profile. At least I've seen better. I mean this, no offense.
I'm just kind of curious. What do you think's going on? Because there's a lot of insane stuff. This is just like.
I just asked that.
And he was like, well, he just got on the thing. I was hoping that maybe we could just find.
There. If you don't mind me, Gus, taking the floor here.
No, by all means, go for it.
He kind of crosses his arms and leans back. There's been a lot of strange occurrences happening in recent months around here in the Odeon Wild, specifically Drusard. There have been all manner of seemingly disconnected, dangerous events. There have been seeming almost terrorist-like attacks in public spaces. There have been creatures that have been found that should not exist anywhere near the biomes that normally reside within the wild, suddenly showing up in the middle of the city. There have been people going missing. There have been murders. Recently...
There's been dancing chairs and tables, too.
We're talking about the furniture.
We've heard those reports
there was
as
a
well.
creature that came out of a wall.
Yeah,
in
it was
a brick.
like the wall was trying to eat us. Have you seen that?
There's a tooth.
We haven't even been in town that long.
Just make sure you give it back to me.
So you saw this creature.
The
You have the tooth from the creature that
the
you're
wall
saying did
creature.
this.
We killed
How did you come into the possession of this tooth?
I took it out of the creature.
After you were
We killed
placing it? Where it was supposed to be? I'm just asking for the frame of reference here.
It was attacking us, and we had to defend ourselves, so we killed it.
I saw it. It was a good fight.
Yeah.
You-
This was
we
before
met you.
Yeah.
It was a good night.
I'm a little new to the group.
Mm-hmm. And Imogen's right. We haven't been in town more than 2-3 months, and
Max, I mean, how long were we here? We were only here for like a month before everyone else got here.
yeah. And then we met these people the day they got off the airship.
But it's a strange scenario that in just wandering into each other around here and happened to be good bystanders that happened to kill some monsters that were responsible for all sorts of chaos, that individuals that look kind of like you have been reported by some of the wilders that were present at the destruction of the Moon Tower.
That is a coincidence for sure, but it's not the craziest coincidence that we've experienced yet.
I mean, we ran into each other over live-in furniture.
Yeah.
Also, we were on a date, so you can ask.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you can ask Pretty at the
the spin.
The sit and spin, or no, the spire.
Sip and
to corroborate our story.
I'm not helping.
You see Gus is like, sit and spin.
No, it's called the.
He's
called the spire. Spire by fire.
No,
Where was it?
it's it's the sit and sip and
Sit and
spin.
swill.
Sit and swill.
I mean,
Pretty mediocre.
Gus kind of chuckles. Well, it's now the sit and spin, as far as I'm concerned.
We went on a date with Pretty, the cook there, and he broke up with us that night.
All three of them.
it was hard.
That's a hard knocks, I suppose. Isn't that right, Ollie?
Yeah, you're right, Gus. I think, I don't know, a lot of things here aren't adding up.
Like what?
Is there an accusation coming? Or just conjecture?
Let's just say we're piecing some things together. And a few of these places, this common thread here seems to be group of freaky folks like you.
Is there maybe another group of freaky folks around town and you're mistaking us for them?
I mean, there's a lot of freaky folks around
There
here.
are some really freaky
But
folks.
the specific colorations of this pattern of which you walk along displaying yourselves as is very particular. So, and then, of course, you're present with no previous correlation with any of the nobility here of Drusar at such a high-stake event around Lord Eshtaros. It just seems like a lot of odd coincidence. So I'm just curious if you've ever been to the Mirror Towers, if you were at the Moon Tower, if you were responsible for its collapse or know who is. It would behoove you to come forward with this information before it has to be extracted.
We are not responsible for the collapse.
Then who is?
Say it.
Believe us. You told.
Guys wouldn't believe him.
No, you really wouldn't.
You know what is this thing you put around us?
This is a personal interrogation dome.
All right, that's
This allows us to speak in private.
Basically, he's
Have
basically
you been
dropped the
doing
cone of silence.
Research and investigating on jelly people.
You may have to be a little. Do you know what a jelly person is? I don't know what a jelly person is. Sorry.
I thought you were the
You guys are way
investigators.
behind.
You're supposed to know more than we do, right?
You should seriously.
I've been here less than a
look
week.
into the jelly
Maybe
people.
we need to be working together.
What's a jelly person?
It's a person that comes out of little caves and then they
Hard tunnels.
they excrete slime and then they turn into ooze and then they can squish back into teeny little tunnels
They
too.
both shoot each other a look immediately. Kind of give like a nod. So
And
you're talking the shade creeper shit.
yeah, that.
Yes. Yeah, but it's like that's the people too.
It is weird. It's yes, and it's the shade creepers. They don't have the normal eyes, right?
Yes.
Oh. What do you know about the shade creeper incursion?
That they're everywhere? That there's holes all over this city?
They kept
running
trying
into
to.
him.
They robbed our kind, sweet landlord.
That's how we found to begin with. Although they did not have the crazy eyes then.
And then we ran into a dwarf who was oozy.
I think you need to be investigating inside the spires.
Yeah, they're gonna escape into these holes, and then like the holes are very small, but from what we can tell, they go down thousands of feet.
Thousands of feet.
We can't do that.
The whole reason we were at the party last night was trying to find some leads on these slimy fucks.
Yeah, we're amateur sleuths, if anything. We don't have the resources or training that you do.
Maybe
But we are good at fighting. We could help.
Yeah, we're pretty inexpensive, all things considered. I mean, so we're trying to build a name here.
No,
don't
we're
ever
very
lead with that.
expensive. He's just trying to be nice.
money at all.
I thought being cheap was a good thing.
Listen, do you want to keep that tooth and keep it for your investigations, just in case?
For no. It means so much to you.
Two of you.
I'll give it to you just to save the world.
I'll say Fern and one other of your troop can make a persuasion check right now if you like.
Maybe I'll help you with that.
I can do. You good at it? Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
You're good at it. I'm great. I'm pretty good at it.
5.
Yeah, I know.
I got a 23.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Yeah, 20.
Oh.
Wow, fuck. It's all gonna go downhill real soon.
You know, hold on to this tooth for now. You can see there's a unique furrow to her brow. Previously, it was very much, you can see a well-practiced, well-rehearsed kind of wall of intensity to deflect any sort of read. Now there's definitely a look of trying to reassess things.
I think they're starting to realize. I think they honestly thought you guys were fine.
Look.
Now they're starting to think.
Shut down.
Let's come clean. You've been apparently involved enough with some of the creatures around here and know enough about the Shade Creeper incursion to have been following a similar path that me and my partner have been. And I get this sense that you're not telling the complete truth about the Moon Tower. Were you present?
I was there,
We definitely walked by.
but I wasn't responsible for leveling it. I was going after a friend.
Who's responsible for leveling it?
Not us.
I have a name, but it sounds like a given name. I can give it to you, but it's a more of a creature, really.
Before you say it, you found the secret room? Did you find anything?
They both kind of look at each other again with a smile. See? Now we can talk. Now we're actually getting some trust here. We're building parts of the narrative. Yes, we have strong belief there has been foul play involved with the destruction of the Moon Tower. We have been able to uncover bits of a subterranean layer beneath the offices there at the base floor, as well as dubious mechanisms that were destroyed and buried within. We intended to peer further into this, but were rebuked by the wardens, and my instinct is that there calls a cover-up involved somewhere.
They're smarter than they look. Holy shit.
Wait, who are you guys? Who hired you? Who are you working for?
Maybe we'll tell you if we can build a little more trust.
Oh boy. Yeah, maybe. I mean, the thing is, if what we have to tell you involves the people that hired you, you could see how that could be a little precarious for us.
Yeah, but also understand we don't do this for the money. We do it because it's the right thing to do. If we find out whoever's paying us is responsible for this, we don't take the money. We take them to jail.
Really?
No, I always prefer working with people who are in it for the money. Then you know what they want. The right thing to do can mean fucking anything. Tell me I'm wrong.
I agree with Ashton.
How much poking around have you been doing with people who work in that tower?
A bit. Asking questions, keeping eyes at a distance. A lot of rumors about haunted grounds.
Well, that's just superstition.
I would ignore that.
That's not a real thing.
Looking for reason.
What do you think that room was being used for?
Let's see. We're having a growing series of outside unnatural threats within the city proper. And and around this time, there's a sudden rise in interest about our outside militant force being presented before the quorum. And I don't know, it seems like there's some underhanded political stuff going on here. A lot of money being passed behind closed doors, and a lot of places being destroyed on the grounds of these same rich folk that seem to be taken care of. Which is strange when our job is to investigate what happened there, and we're not told we can.
Well, as I'm sure you have noticed last night, we do not really have a relationship with the upper echelon of the political structure. So, we're not working with the fucking politicians.
But you are working with Eric Sesteros.
We don't discuss clients.
Implies that he's a client.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, it's true. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
It's just the standard answer.
As you
No
said
matter
so yourself in your head, probably. We're a bunch of bumblefucks.
Honestly, if you think about it, our greatest worth in a situation like this would probably be to be experimented on, I imagine, if someone were inclined.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not offering anything. I'm just making a point that you found a weird room full of technology and weird shit's been going on, and I don't know, something doesn't add up, and suddenly there's these outside forces keeping you from getting involved.
So you're having dinner with one of the call folk, a general. That a friend of yours?
Fuck no. The general. We had never met until apparently the outfit I was wearing offended him. Seems I had a creepy mask that reminded him of something or someone it reminded him of something or someone that probably nobody should know about. I wouldn't trust that one.
If I might be so bold.
Please.
Awesome.
What are you after? What are you doing? What's your goal? Not asking specifically for why you're working for Mr. Esteros, which indeed is an assumption.
Yes, it's an assumption, I admit. But, a lot of signs point that direction. It helps to know why.
Ollie, is it?
Ollie, yeah.
Well, I mean, gosh, Ollie, we're just trying to do the right thing.
He says that like that, but it's kind of true. All right, I know Ashton makes a big play about only working for money, but I mean...
Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
It depends on the case. It's not always about money. Sometimes it's all about passion.
Anonymous client seems like a good soul, you know, and trying to do the right thing as well. And I don't know, it just rang true.
And all this business with the shade creepers all over town. There's something really weird and wrong happening in this city. You're not the only ones trying to do the right thing.
Also, we have a bit of a vested interest. One of our friends was killed, and we would like to get to the bottom of who did it and how and why, and hopefully bring him vengeance.
By one of the creepy shade creeper fucks.
Yeah.
So we're here to raise hell. In the name of Bell.
That's how it started, yeah.
Bell's hell. Bell's hell.
I'd like you all to make a group persuasion check.
To see if the name sticks?
Are we persuading ourselves?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
17.
I rolled a
really well for me.
natural 19 for a 22.
Great.
I also rolled a 22.
I rolled a 22!
22 is a new 9.
Natural 1.
Oh.
11.
9. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 7. Also very good for me.
Not great.
I have
Hopefully,
negatives.
did we balance it? Did we
I don't
balance
think
it?
we did.
3 22s, a 1, an 11, and a 7.
But the one usually counts for like 2 fails.
Shut your mouth.
Oh no.
It's a pretty EKG spread there.
I don't even know what we were
Let me
trying
do
to
some math on
persuade.
that one.
Was it just that our name is cool?
No, that we're...
They were trying
It's
to...
that our name is cool. That's all we were trying
If
to
we
persuade.
can get at least that. Well, it's not bad.
You can see Gus look a little flustered and kind of like steps away for a second and kind of walks in a circle as Ollie kind of takes the center space. Just give him a moment. He's working through something and gets like this. Just okay. You seem kind of like...
Take out that piece of wood and start working.
This is where they decide whether or not they trust us or not, and if they don't, they decide everything we said is bullshit, and if they do...
All right.
Would it help if we gave them a piece of information? Or
All right.
That's what they want.
All right.
All right.
You want these shade creeper fucks
Good Marquesian.
figured out, taken down. We may be able to align ourselves in that space. If we can be of help to each other, prove trustworthy, prove that maybe a lot of these things that have been discussed today themselves keep us in alignment.
Are we going to be honorary gun seekers?
I did not say anything like that. That is not at all true. Ollie, I did not.
Do we have like a little emblem or something?
That, no, there isn't. There was not. Ollie, back then, it's like...
Or like a little toy badge that you give to children.
I'd like a cloak.
Manufacture badges for us.
Oh my
C-pop manufacturing. Drusa.
You do this every fucking time. It's like, no, seriously, I did not say anything about any honorary membership.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I can tailor textures, imagery, anything that's personal to you. I can make it happen.
How many people are in the green sleeves? The green seekers? Just you two?
It's just the two of us. It's always been just the two of us.
It's really just the two of you?
And Ollie's like, and the kids you made honorary members. And it's like, shut up. That was... No. This is...
Do you at least have a sheet of stickers?
Stop it.
Nobody can
Nope.
hear if this bubble's
It's just the two
impenetrable.
of us. But we make friends, we have alliances, we have aligned goals and interests. But Ollie, fucking back me up! She's like, yes. What Gus here is trying to say while he's flustered and turning adorably red is that we're very good at the work we do. And the reason we're good with it is because we know who we can work with and who we need to put behind bars. I like to think we can trust you. You got faces that say, I don't know.
Run.
in particular, you haven't been crushed by the cynical realities of the world yet.
Oh, well, no, that you're reading us all wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We've just kind of all moved past it, you know, like we kind of came full circle like twice.
No, you're right.
Interesting.
Comedy.
These folk have hope in their hearts. I know it.
That's worth holding on to.
Patches. Little patches.
Ollie looks over to Gus, goes, we can talk about it.
I fucking love patches.
If this works out okay. But look, we've just had a conversation. I don't just give out fucking patches to anybody. And then you see like the shimmering dome kind of vanishes behind us. Like, oh, shit, I got riled and lost my concentration.
I love.
Guys, I think we're deputy seekers.
No, not yet or ever.
Yes.
And you see Ollie kind of like gives him a little punch. Like, you doing it again, you asshole? It's like, I'm...
It's okay. You really are making the right choice. You really are making the right choice.
Where would you like us to go? What would you want us to do? What should we do?
Well, we need something to...
Chetney, step out from behind the bench. When you aggressively whittle wood like that behind the bench, it looks like something else.
Yeah. It reminds me of when like Charlie.
Okay, just making sure. I was a little
Working on a good
confused.
overlay. The G and the S work perfect in this arrangement.
Oh,
Our children present. I just had to make sure. So,
What you doing over there, Chet?
the most viable leads that we've had in a lot of these threads we've been following are you.
Oh.
Shit.
So, we need to find, if indeed you are telling the truth, something bigger. Something that takes you out of this equation, and something that we can present to show that there's something bigger. Right now, it looks like our common thread are these shade creepers and whatever the hell's going on there.
Well.
Ollie, what do you feel?
Oh yeah,
Give him a name.
Yeah, we
Lady Emoth Cad last night at the party.
Ollie kind of leans back. Yeah, I was I know. Something about her just wasn't sitting right with me.
Well, she turned into a jelly.
Okay, so the jelly people are these people you're talking about? That okay? So the turned folk got it. All right. See,
That's the thing. They look normal and then they.
that's not a normal shade creeper thing. We've done a shit ton of research on their ecology. This is something different. This isn't a known. I mean, they're usually scavengers.
She like sprouted one. They can sprout shade creepers out of their bodies.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, no. it
Oh,
was
God.
foul. And she can crawl on the ceiling. And she got away last night.
All of us, we couldn't even stop her.
Yeah, if you were a reputable investigative service, maybe you could help us with access. And to access within the spires.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe we could take some of the risks that you might not be able to.
That's right. You said you already investigated a place that was in the interior of the spire. Did I hear you correctly?
Well, see, Ollie goes, I've been. It's hard to describe. I have a sense for things, and there's a gathering of these things, deep.
Like what do you mean, like a sense?
I've been wandering the wilds a long time. I've been just kind of have just a sense for things.
Like
certain creatures, certain types.
All right.
So I think what we're looking for is down. I'm just trying to think of places to go. We were talking about maybe hitting up, either going to the base of the core spire, but there's not much in the way of entrances there. There's a lot of mines in the smolder spire, and I think our boy Gus here has sort of an inn there, and Gus is like, oh, no, don't make me do that. We can find other ways.
Oh, was somebody into you guys?
No. Not for a long time. But the Underrush Mines is the southmost in one of the larger mining operations in the Smolder Spire.
Underrush?
Underrush.
That would have been my second thought.
Are you going to tell us who you're working for, or is that you don't trust us yet?
Let's walk a while.
Okay.
But of all the mines that we know down there, that's one of the few that are kind of the deepest level of one of the spies here that we have a sort of connection with.
Are we going to do that right now? Are we going to do that?
Well, because you have something else better to do.
Oh no, I was just wondering if we're possibly going to go fight a giant horde of little creepy creepers.
I mean, we're not gonna.
Okay. All right.
They're just investigators. I mean,
Well,
probably
got
not
us,
be their forte.
Literally on our way to take a little excursion out for a week and then back.
Oh, so you're just gonna skip town after all this?
Yeah.
Not like that.
We said we were coming back.
Waiting for the to go down. A lot of bad people.
Ardmore Hamlet. About a week out.
Yeah, we have investigations of our own to do. So.
And we wanted to go there before the shit hit the fan last night. So we're just,
Well, however, if we, there's no. I mean, is there an urgency to get to the Heartmore?
Tell
Like
you what.
we could do a
You
quick
want some trust
look-see?
gained? Let's go to your mine.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ollie? In spite of my better judgment, I kind of like him.
We like you guys.
Put in for some PTO and join us in the Heartmore Hamlet. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
No, you don't have to go far. We just need something.
All right.
Something we can bring back. Something that could act as evidence. If this lady, Emoth, you say is somewhere, possibly down there. If not, whatever we can take, if we can show this alteration in physiology, that can definitely go a long way as to finding the route, especially since she's been networking.
Oh, physiology. There isn't much of it left after we defeat them. They kind of combust.
Yeah, they turn into like
flame.
and then ooze.
That's a problem.
So if you kill them, you can get
Then
hurt.
capture them alive, maybe.
Also, to study makes it tough.
That would be the intent then,
Capture them alive.
How do we?
if we can.
well, we just need one. Why do we need to go down to the center of the mine for that?
That's where he knows where they are.
Yeah.
But they've also been coming.
They want Lady Emoth specifically.
That's the thing. Shade creepers, they're not going to care. If we have a member of one of the lesser Mahan houses with this physiology, that cracks this shit wide open.
Oh.
Where are we going to put it when we
And quite frankly,
capture
you
it?
could
Well, we're
capture.
very
You
very well learned in the art of capturing and dragging dangerous things back to those who are
So
wanting
you'll be
to.
in there with us?
That would be the intent, yeah.
Great.
I feel better about it already.
We can get to know each other on the job.
Yeah.
All right.
How long have y'all been together?
We've been working together for what's it now, like almost 20 years? Yeah, I'm give or take. I kind of stopped keeping count. I've been doing this for a long time. It's like scratches. You get it kind of steps forward a little bit in the daylight, and you can kind of see the kind of gray scruff that encompasses most of his half-orc chin. He's got like a rugged handsomeness to him, almost like a noir detective that's been between gigs and drinking a little too much.
Four sides by owner Toibo. Here she goes. I thought it'd be more of a tribute. First,
On the side. Oh my god.
funny, but I thought it'd be more of a tribute.
Yeah. How about you guys? How long you been together? You said you just kind of fell into each other's laps recently?
Then
Less than a
again,
week for me.
that last week said,
A little under two.
Some of
after
us
the loss of
known
the
each other longer, but the
are
whole group,
rest in peace.
Oh, fresh faces. Look at that.
Nugget, the dog, the blink dog.
Let's
And
hope.
then underneath it, also Molly.
Let's hope these binds hold, huh?
Why?
It's weird. That's when you really get to see the true essence of a person.
Truth.
All right. Well, you coming?
Of course.
Okay. Lead the way. Do we need to distance ourselves from you? Is it okay to be seen with us? Anything?
I think it's probably safer to be seen with us.
Oh. No, think of it. Is there a...
And they both kind of shift over to perform that same flanking position to each side of you.
Shit, the night
keep your hoods up.
Someone was there, but I didn't see what kind of break was.
I have ears on mine.
Get it overnight.
Oh, we'll kick her around.
Yeah. Just love the idea of those little wooden feet.
Yeah, you have had your daily path abruptly absconded, but
Yeah.
by these investigators as they
were staking us out.
Yeah, they were. Thankfully, they didn't seem to catch up early enough to have caught Dorian and Cyrus, it would seem.
That's good.
But definitely enough to wait till your exit of the Esteros Manor. Quietly, they guide you along the outer roads of the core spire to the familiar gondola that leads its way to the smolder spire. Pay the entry fee for the rest of you.
You can be bought for 2 silver, apparently.
There are some folks who are looking to get on as well, but you watch as Gus goes,
"Sorry, this is quorum business."
and kind of keeps people out, so it's just your group getting onto the gondola as it closes, and then
I should ask. Anybody
begins
up or...
to settle down a bit.
So you have authority in all of Marquette, or is it just Jusar?
I wouldn't say it's authority per se, but we definitely we've earned a bit of respect around.
Yeah. You know, we got friends in high places, people we've done favors for, previous clients. You do your job well enough, people get out of your way.
You're like the best detective agency around.
Definitely one of the better ones this side of Marquette, yeah.
So not the best detective agency.
It would seem a little arrogant for someone to proclaim that.
It would be. Sure.
We prefer to let our work speak for itself.
Yeah.
You know, anybody who just goes around telling people that, I can guarantee you're probably not the best.
Cool.
Yeah.
How's the Paragon been for business?
Paragon? No, we don't work with them.
Best to keep it that way, I would recommend.
Oh, yeah. No, they're a bunch of shits.
I am caffeinating and chilling at the same time.
I feel you.
Yes,
No.
I keep looking over and I feel like I'm seeing the Terminator sink.
One side of the table will make you grow larger.
No, we probably spent a collective couple years in and out of the Hellcatch Valley doing all sorts of real rough business in those spaces. We've seen some shit there, and we've had more than a couple of path crossings, what the Paragon's called. I mean, the real Paragon's called, not all this gassied up bullshit.
I was starting to suspect. Okay.
I mean, I'd like to think they're turning a new leaf, but I mean, let's be real.
They're not.
They just found it's more profitable to climb your way up the political ladder. At least,
most people do.
yeah.
I got quite the talking to, let me tell you.
Apparently. Feels like most of the swelling's gone down, so good for you. Comes to rest at the base of the spire. It opens up. You settle out, and here at the base of the smolder spire, the familiar, gentle, almost faint snow of ash greets you as you step out into the kind of late morning air. You can see all manner of carts pushing by, the squeak of their unkept wheels grinding metal on metal. You can see other cables are currently lifting small elevator lifts to higher up portions of the smolder spire where looks like heavy ingots and large crates of materials are being passed from stage to stage to stage, about further and further, some being lowered down. You begin to pass by the space where Gurge's temporary neighborhood domicile was, but continue to curve further and further south. Until eventually, the road comes to an end. And almost like a cul-de-sac industrial district, you can see all manner of just gray and ashen, soot-stained warehouses and structures, storage facilities. There are a number of mechanical outdoor tinkering lots where various contraptions used by the mining operations come for repairs or abandonment, and many of them you can see are being pulled apart and pieces being used for the construction of other devices. There is a very bustling industry here to help facilitate the mining operations that permeate a number of the spires, but primarily the smolder spire here. Kind of glancing up now, when you're this low, and this is probably the lowest in the spire you've been. The base of the smolder spire is pretty low in comparison to some of the others. It's only maybe 150 feet off of the base of the jungle. And you're not close enough to the edge of the road to look down, but you can definitely kind of feel the presence of the jungle much closer from where you stand. And glancing up to see its height as the rocks spiral and push upward, you can see the dozens of smokestacks that emerge from the rock, just leaving these kind of ashen gray and in some cases black plumes that just gather and mix with the other clouds that have been gathering in the sky, giving this odd array of different shades above you. They lead you to what you see is signed to read the Underrush Mining Operation Facility. Here, you can see the entrance. It's heavily gated,
if it's illegal to fly
with two iron lattice heavy doors that bar two large entrances that are about 30 feet from each other.
I'll bet so, and I'll bet you one.
The sign over one is visible, the other looks like it would be visible, it hasn't been cleaned in a while.
But to make sure they can...
There is one third open entryway kind of between the two that looks like a garage almost, where there's all manner of clustered mine carts and it looks like heavy load-bearing industrial carts that are just kind of stacked next to boxes and tools and things that are kind of jammed in here when not in use. There's about a dozen or so workers that are in the process of doing repairs, loading up elements. You can see there are a few beasts of burdens and sill goats themselves that are pretty beefy-looking sill goats. You can see them built up from a lifetime of pulling very, very heavy materials. Kind of sit at the side and... just kind of getting settled in their space for the day.
Sounded so beefy. That was my favorite.
Those goats are pretty yoked.
Yeah. They're like those yoked kangaroos. Goats?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
You gotta get some of those yoke goats. Get out of town. Riding out on a yoke goat.
You can see there's a few private guards that roam near the entrances.
Possibly double dose.
Y'all gonna stop here for a second, and Holly leans up to Gus a little bit and goes, "You, ready to pull some strings, buddy?"
Ooh.
Guess there's no time like the present. Wait here a second.
Do you want a little extra boost of anything? Like a little a little just pep talk or a little guidance on this whatever you're about to do?
Sure.
All right. I'll just touch him and give him a little guidance. You've got this. I know. I believe in you.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Looks over with a weird look. He looks back weird.
They're really
Thanks.
helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, little one.
Walks up, pushes past one of the gates, and approaches, and you see one of the guards goes,
pardon me, what is... welcome. What can we do for the Green Seekers? Me and my associates over here, we're on a bit of a business excursion, looking into an investigation. If I could please speak with Ogdis freeze, if you don't mind.
This freeze. Sounds like a Batman villain.
All right, I'll go and retrieve them. Hold on just a second. Guard goes inside. A short time later, you see at the doorway, kind of leaning, a built half-elf man, tanned, bald, with a goatee. Kind of, he's, not dressed like any of the other miners. He's dressed a little nicer. He doesn't have a lot of, gross soot or anything that shows that he's working physically in the mines. Seems to have a little more of a station within. Kind of, since they're leaning against things, goes, "Well, have my eyes do deceive me, Gus. It's been some time."
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You good?
Oh.
Yeah.
He used to work here?
Yeah, I'm fine. You?
Did he used to work here?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Looks back, honestly.
Can I ask you a favor?
You're asking me a favor. Okay. I take this is dead in kind then, right? Because if I need a favor, then
Look, can we just talk inside?
Yeah. Sure. Everyone, come inside. Friends of Gus or friends of mine. Sure. Step on in.
Okay. I feel like
folks. And he kind of sighs deeply and walks inside. Gus turns noticeably almost a foot shorter just in his stature.
Is this an ex?
So
Gus,
maybe.
a sibling?
It's an ex.
We don't know yet. We don't know.
It's definitely
I feel that tension.
Hats off to Matt for doing both sides of it.
Yeah.
Awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Bird in the head, rat in the body. Right?
Is that a euphemism?
Confidence.
The phrase.
Okay,
Do you want to know what he's thinking?
I know what he's thinking.
And then with that, Gus walks into the doorway. Ollie follows behind, giving a quick hand motion. And as you all follow suit, entering the entranceway here into the Underrush Mines.
F.C.G.
I feel like
Yes?
Modest is wrong there.
he used to work there.
I remembered the
Give me
phrase.
the
I got it
term.
wrong.
What's the real phrase?
I'm a bird in the beak, but a rat in the sheets.
That's a way better phrase.
Please. I'm sorry.
I'll keep that one in mind for next time.
All right. But I like how you delivered it with confidence.
Sure.
I don't know.
As the two of you close up the tail end of this, entering into the mine. So we're going to go take a break.
Here we go.
We're with the green
Once a
seekers.
year with the charming awkward miner has
seekers
to
now.
We're just like
investigators.
totally getting pulled into a trap.
No.
Oh, wait.
No.
Another
That's
day.
great.
Beat out.
Nothing bad ever happens.
Of course not.
Green
It
seekers.
be
Nothing bad
still
ever
Gus is getting pulled into a trap.
We're gonna do the Indiana Jones minecart ride. It's gonna be great.
Should be fun. Should be fun.
But
All
which one loved him and left him? You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
I mean, it feels like
I
Gus
feel like
definitely left.
Spill some
Yes,
tea.
it does.
Left.
Because that's why he was embarrassed to ask for a favor.
Because you're bad.
We'll
We'll find out shortly.
We'll find out. Maybe we can get them back together.
A lot of breakups on tonight's show.
No. Maybe they don't want to be. Yeah.
Well, that's really off. I'll try to see if I can post the next episode later tonight. But until then, this is it'll be like past 11. It's not for Well, we'll see what it is. Was he? Did he used to work there? Well, are they actually exes? Yeah, we will find out in part 2 of my Critical Role campaign. I've got no. It's not kind of campaign. We'll find out on next part of Critical Role Bells Hells episode 15. And this is Freener Realmentra wishing you good fortune on the quest of life.